Hello everybody, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Chris. I'm trying to stick to my plan of doing one house overview per week. And this week it is going to be on the house of Esse Strikes The Notes. It is an Italian fragrance house that has been, I think, started in the 1940s and has been passed down generation to generation, and has some really fun fragrances with amazing bottles that I would like to talk to you about today. So if you're interested in learning more about Esse Strikes The Notes, then by all means, please stick around. So Esse Strikes The Notes is an Italian fragrance house, and it was started by a gentleman called Aurelio Cerisa in 1946 and has been passed down subsequently to other family members. And Esse, the fragrance is all about, Esse is the granddaughter of the founder, and each fragrance is supposed to represent different personalities of his granddaughter. So the first fragrance that I'm going to get started with is the fragrance that, or the bottle that really got me interested in Esse Strikes The Notes last year when I saw Cherie from the Top Note show this bottle. I think her video was about, favorite bottles in her collection, and the bottle is just stunning. And I will put a picture of the bottles up on the screen because all I have is a little discovery set. But this bottle is stunning. It's a fun shaped bottle, and it is, the color blue is one of my very, very favorite colors, and the notes in this fragrance really kind of spoke to me, so I really wanted to try this. So I'm really excited that getting the discovery set was very difficult. It was hard to track down, but I finally got it from a nice little company. I will link it down below if you are interested. And the first one I'm going to talk about is called Miranda. And let me grab Miranda here. So Miranda, the notes that really got me interested. So the reason that I wanted to try this, I really wanted to get a hold of the fragrance because of that note of chocolate. And I'm really glad that I tried it first because it smells very similar to two fragrances that I will tell you about in a minute. So the notes, I'll list the notes here, but there's rose, there's chocolate, there's, the star anise is not very prominent. Neither is the licorice, because those are two notes that I kind of shy away from. There's this really nice powderiness from heliotrope, and it dries down into a nice vanilla musk. It is a sweet ambery vanilla musk. And it smells very, very similar to Intense Cafe and Gentle Fluidity Gold. Those two combined smell very, very similar to Miranda. And the personality of Miranda is, this is supposed to represent the elegant and mysterious side of Miranda. And it is a very elegant, I would say it's an elegant, it's a beautiful, elegant fragrance. It is different from the two prior fragrances in that the rose is not quite as jammy. It's definitely sweet, but it's not quite as jammy. There is a note of chocolate in here. Chocolate is not in either of the fragrances, and it is a little bit more powdery. So there is a difference, but not enough for me to justify getting a bottle, even though it is quite beautiful, and I do love the way the bottle looks. So the next fragrance in the line is a fragrance called Donatella, and again I'll put the notes and I'll put the bottle up. But Donatella is supposed to represent the independent and slightly rebellious side of Esse. So this is classified as a floral woody musk. It is, I really like this, and I'll tell you why I like this in a minute. It is very clean up at the top. It has bergamot like everything does. It has a sweet violet note that quickly changes, and I get, as the violet changes, I get more iris. So it starts out with the note of violet, and it changes into iris, but it does have the prominent note of pink pepper. Patchouli comes out. It's really nice. It's very crisp. It's slightly green. The patchouli is green here. And as it dries down, I get a little incensey note. I don't know if it's listed. I will again show the notes up here, but it smells a little bit incensey to me, and it dries into kind of a incensey sweet, powdery musk. This reminds me very much of my beloved Bottega Veneta that, as you know, I've showed in many, many videos, and I had it in my top 10 designer fragrances for life. I adore that fragrance. It is a great fragrance. This one is a little bit more powdery, and it has a prominent note of iris. So those are the main differences. Quite beautiful. If you like Bottega Veneta, you would like Donatella. So the next fragrance up is a fragrance called Anita. And Anita is supposed to represent the complexities in our personality, such as we are not always what we appear on the outside, or appearances can be deceptive. What I will tell you about this fragrance, it is a very heavy floral fragrance. Like, floral lovers unite on this one. This one is a white floral lover's dream. This has a ton of florals in here, but what I smell, I definitely get jasmine, I get gardenia, and I get honeysuckle. And when I looked up the notes, there wasn't any, I didn't see honeysuckle. I thought, gosh, that's bizarre. I really get honeysuckle, and I love a honeysuckle fragrance. And if you know of a really good honeysuckle fragrance, put it in the drop-down box below. I'm always on the hunt for a really good one. But anyway, so then I saw that it had this really interesting note of Chinese Rangoon. Is it Chinese Rangoon? Rangoon flower? Rangoon creeper. That's it, Rangoon creeper, which is Chinese honeysuckle. And so that explained where the honeysuckle note was coming from. But, so yeah, this is a soapy floral, soapy white floral. There are other flowers in here. I'm pretty sure there's orange blossom, something else, probably lily. It's just, it's, you know, it's like kitchen sink of the florals, but the florals are they're kind of offset with a peppery note and a really heavy, clean musk. So this is the strongest fragrance of the bunch. This lasts all day, and this kind of reminds me of a very strong, very concentrated, more floral version of a Gucci Blim. So yeah, so this is Anita. Okay, so the next fragrance is the fragrance called Vittoria. And this fragrance, Vittoria, is supposed to represent self-confidence. And this is another floral heavy fragrance. Ooh, my goodness, I got it all over my finger. Yeah, it smells good. So yeah, this reminds me of the first spray, but it doesn't last very long, but it absolutely reminds me of Herba Pura. Like, more fruit. Herba Pura has more fruit and more musk, but the musk is the same. This one has more citruses. So the florals in here are, again, white flowers, some white flowers. There's gardenia. There's also cherry blossom, jasmine, rose, and peony, I believe. So it's a very floral, whereas Herba Pura is more fruity. This is more floral, and it does have some citruses up at the top instead of fruits. It's citrusy. There's definitely orange, grapefruit, and lemon. And the dry down, I get a really strong musk. The musk in here is very, very strong. Sometimes I'm anosmic to certain musks. The musk in this one and a few other fragrances in this line is very strong. I detect it quite prominently. And this also has oak moss in it, so very strong, lasts at least half the day. And again, if you like something like Herba Pura, you would probably like this. But again, Herba Pura is more fruity, this one is more citrusy, but the musk is the same. So that is Vittoria. I have to sit way back here. The sun is coming through my window. I never film during the day because I'm usually working, and the dogs make a racket, but I have a day off, so I'm filming on my day off. Hopefully I'll get this loaded for tomorrow. But the last, I have to sit back here, the last fragrance is the one called Priscilla. See, this is what happens when I lean forward. Lighting's not great. I mean, it's extra good lighting, but I look like something from Twilight. So this last one is Priscilla, and Priscilla is supposed to represent the daring and ambitious side of S. And this, I'm not sure why that is, because this to me is more of a fun or whimsical fragrance. It definitely is the freshest and the fruitiest of the bunch. This is definitely very, very fresh, very fruity. The fruit is crisp and spicy. So I think there's some sort of red berries in here. There's grapefruit, definitely pineapple, some other florals in here. Absolutely, there's pink pepper and probably cardamom. There's definitely this prominent spiciness here, but to me the florals are overpowered by the spices until the dry down. And in the dry down, I get ylang ylang. I'll have to double check the notes to see if that's ylang is in here, but I remember getting ylang ylang in the dry down. And as this continues to dry down, just like all fragrances, they turn sweet on me. This gets sweeter and the patchouli comes out more. So, and I don't have anything in my collection that smells like this. It's very unique, very fresh, like a fresh, fruity floral. But yeah, so we'll end the list with Priscilla. So that was it, my quick overview of Esse Strikes The Notes. I am super happy that I was able to get a hold of a bunch of decants or the discovery set and get to know this line, which is actually has a lot of personality. So thank you again for sticking around. Thank you for everybody who supports me. And if you have a fragrance house that you would like me to do an overview of, go ahead and let me know down below. And has anyone ever tried Esse Strikes The Notes besides Cherie from the Top Note? Anyways, thank you again, and I will see you on the next one.